It's the wrong intro for the video, but it's the IDP Start Sit Show for week 17. Congrats if you're here. That means you probably got some playoffs on the line, maybe a championship. Hopefully you're not doing that weird semis in week 17 to go play in the championship in week 18. That's weird for everybody, but welcome in. Thanks for joining. It's your first time here, potentially. Throw a comment into the thread. I'm going to get to as many of them as I can this morning. Offensive questions are welcome. IDP questions are welcome. Defensive questions are welcome. Definitely not answering any type of kicker questions, so do not be sending those in. But welcome in, IDP Bob from the IDP Show. A quiet Sode Shack this morning. Not a lot of people playing for championships these days, but if you listen to the IDP Show, you've probably got some skin in the game. Potentially, if it's something that I can't get to today, or if you want some more intel on it, go to the Twitters. Keep up with us on Twitter. See what you can dig into from Adam, from Macri. Go to the idpshow.com, and we've got all kinds of tools on there. We've got waiver articles. We've got the Start Sit tool. We've got rankings. We have podcasts. We have everything. With no further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Week 17, like I said, get your questions in, and I will get to them in an orderly fashion. So, first off the jump here, MR Rant. 2SS, PPR, T. Smith, Moore, or Dadrian Taylor Demerson of the Cardinals with Buddha and Thompson both out. I have already done a little bit of prep on this one, so I don't think I'm trusting Dadrian Taylor Demerson quite yet. Malachi Moore has played really good ball since he's been kind of given the reins there in New York. The other thing with Malachi Moore is that they're playing New England this week. I expect it to be kind of a heavy passing game potentially. You know, even the run is not going to skew me away from starting a guy like Malachi Moore. Last couple games, I mean, really, since week 6, he's gotten 100% of the snaps. Even through the bye, he's a full-time player. And on those snaps since the bye, 8, 3, 5, 10, 7, 9, and 8 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Really isn't going to get much in the interception department. But you're looking at a 7 to 10 sack floor for a guy like Malachi Moore. I'm trusting that pretty heavily in week 17. As much fun as it might be to start Dadrian Taylor Demerson, and there's a potential that he goes off on your bench. So don't hear me say that that's not something that could happen. I know last week against Atlanta, 97% of the snaps, he had 11 tackles. I get that that's cool. I understand that that's, he's going to get the playing time, but there's going to be a lot of Tyke questions today, and I like the potential for Tyke to get me 10 points than I do for the potential for Dadrian to just goose egg. And I don't mean goose egg, but I mean like 3-4 point game. We know what Tyke is. You know, let's hope that loss last week to Carolina. Did they lose last week to Carolina? I think they did. Yeah, that was the Lathan Ransom pick late in the game of Baker Mayfield. But, I mean, early on in the season, Tyke, 97, 100, 96% of snaps, full-time player essentially. 11 tackle game, 13 tackle game, 9 tackle game. He had 2 sacks before the bye. He had a fumble recovery. Let's hope that we get early season Tyke this week. Let's hope that the Bucs know what's up. We got to get a W. So I know it's a long rant to answer the first question, but there's going to be a lot of questions about Tyke, about Malachi Moore, about Dadrian Taylor Demerson pretty quickly. But I want y'all to hear early on in this little podcast. I want to trust those guys this week. I get shooting for the stars. Maybe if you're a long shot, I still would probably lean Tyke over Dadrian. But great question off the jump there. So 3-point tackle, 15 points for a sack on the above question. Even more of a reason really to start Tyke Smith, because he does have that sack upside in him. And, playing Miami this week, they really need a win. I think they're still in the playoff contentions, right? Maybe comment that in the thread. But yeah, great question from the jump. Another one from MR Rant. Need 2 LB, 3 points for tackles, 15 points for sack. Bethune, Edwards, Gibbons. After Wilson gave me 3 tackles Christmas Day, and Thule also gave me 2 tackles. Yeah, Thule was pretty fun. I've traded Thule in a bunch of spots and kind of been regretting it, to be honest with you. But definitely didn't regret that production that he gave some of the people I'm playing this week. Yeah, Bethune was one that I was a little scared to tell people to start last week. But I think you gotta start him at this point. I mean, not even last week. 80% of snaps, he had 9 tackles. Playing Chicago this week, I will look and see what the over/under is. But 2 teams that really need to win. 49ers need to win. Chicago needs to win. I'm starting Bethune. Gosh, that's a weird thing to say in Week 17 to trust it. But, yeah, I'm starting him. I'm starting Bethune. Bethune's going to be one of mine. TJ Edwards is questionable right now. So put a pin in that and just see. I'm about to sneeze. That's why I'm acting weird. I'm trying to keep it in. It's wintertime. You're trying to keep that stuff at bay if you can. TJ Edwards is questionable. I did a little Twitter scour. I still see that he's questionable with an illness. So let's pull up Jack Gibbons real quick and see. I know there were a lot of questions last week on Jack Gibbons as far as, do we trust it? Do we start it? We trust it, and we start it. Since the bye in Week 14, the Titans had a late bye this week, which is kind of awkward. 100% of snaps in Week 15 and 16, 9 and 10 tackle games, and had a sack in Week 15. You've got the Jets this week. Not a real spicy setup. New England still needs to win, in my opinion. I think I'm rolling out Bethune and Gibbons just because Edwards carrying that questionable tag. What's that going to look like? And honestly, even without the questionable tag for TJ Edwards, I'm not so sure that I still wouldn't roll out Bethune and Gibbons. So, really good question. That's a really good thinker. Two hard ones just off the jump. So, appreciate you for jumping in there and throwing that one in the thread. Higher Learning, welcome back. Some pretty regular questions from Higher Learning. Always appreciative. Crazy to sit Tyke Smith this week for Malachi Moore or Jair Brown. And then Austin Booker or Jared Verse. Oh man, you're pulling at my heartstrings here. Let's pull up Jair Brown if I can, and see what the log has looked like for Mr. Brown. So, yeah, 100% snaps for Jair. Last couple weeks have just been boom or bust. Last week was fine because he had 6 tackles and a forced fumble. So he had a 20-point game, big 3 scoring. But then the week before, on 100% of snaps against Tennessee, he had 1 tackle. Man, so Jair is not going to be that's not going to be the answer for me. Malachi Moore or Tyke Smith. Oh boy, we're all adults here. You're all going to have to make your own decisions. I can't actually get into your team and make the start-sit calls for you. My heart wants to say Tyke Smith. Shout out Addie, one of the best calls that we've had as a show in a long time. Addie was in on the Tyke Smith train. March, April, pre-draft was really just talking up this guy Tyke Smith and how much he really enjoyed his style of play. And it has bled into the season. So if you need the points, if you need the safe play, maybe lean Malachi Moore. If you're an underdog and you really just kind of need to shoot for the stars, really just see if we can get a 15, 20-point game, Tyke Smith is going to be my answer. Especially if you're the setup the way it is before, 3 points per tackle, 15 for a sack. Tyke Smith has that sack upside where Malachi Moore has it a little bit, but Tyke's just definitely that big play type of safety for you. So, man, that's a booger of a question from the jump, but let's trust Tyke. Let's trust Tyke in Week 18. I know that's tough to say, but we got to hope for it. All right, Austin Booker or Jared Verse, question I really don't want to answer. Big Rams fan here, to all that might not know. Austin Booker, 2 pretty good weeks back-to-back. 4 tackles, 2 sacks in week 15. And then he had 7 tackles and a half of a sack last week. They've got a pretty good matchup. They're in San Francisco this week, so Booker is going to play 80% of snaps just like he has all season. He's well, not all season, but I mean since he's been back healthy and since they've given him, carte blanche, since he's been back ready to play and everything, been healthy, he's played a healthy snap share, but only has 3.5 sacks on the season. So just doesn't have that huge boom potential to me. Whereas Jared Verse, are we really going to do this? Are we really going to double back down and trust Jared Verse in week 17? We probably are. We've got Atlanta at home on Monday night. Jared Verse. You can't see it here. I don't want to move the camera this morning. Jared Verse jersey hanging on the wall here with Dallas Turner and Laiatu Latu. Jared Verse, I get it, man. He's been very frustrating so far this year. He had 4 sacks before the Rams bye in Week 8 to start the season, which was really great. He also had 3 or 4 forced fumbles, I believe, before their bye in Week 8. But since then, only 2.5 sacks. So a very similar kind of second half to the season as Austin Booker. I don't love the setup for Austin Booker in San Francisco this week, but I do like Jared Verse at Atlanta. The Rams really need a win. The home of Todd Gurley. I'm sure you're going to see some stupid highlights of him walking around. That dude still needs to be playing football. Gosh, I would have given him a knee if I could have. But anyways, yeah, that's my long rant about let's trust Tyke. Let's trust Jared Verse in week 17. Saints defense or Tampa defense? Oh, man, these defensive questions are always a booger. So let's see. We've got the Bucs playing the Dolphins, and that's in the early slate of games. And then we have the Saints playing the Titans. Oh, man. Let's say the Bucs. Because the Saints aren't really playing for anything at this point. The Bucs have something to play for. So let's trust it. Let's trust it and let's have fun. Brindrum, welcome in. Up 30 thanks to King Henry. Hey, shout out King Henry. The 2 playoff matchups that I'm still in the championship. Team hasn't been great. Pickens didn't do a whole lot. Who else do we have on those squads? CJ Stroud, 2 QB leagues. CJ Stroud and my other quarterback is Bo Nix. Just okay games. Man, Jahmyr Gibbs on both of those squads with King Henry. Just not a Jahmyr Gibbs game, but King Henry, just 4 quick touchdowns for you, Bob. Here's 50 points. How's that feel? It feels real good, Derek. It feels really good. Let's get to what we're asking, though. Swap Jermaine Pratt for Jeffrey Simmons. Feel like fading Winfield Jr. for Demerson, DeJean, or Nick Scott. I still like Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons has been really, really good. Jermaine Pratt has been a little bit up and down. I'm okay to still roll out Jeffrey Simmons. I think that's the better of the 2 plays there. Feel like fading Winfield Jr. for Demerson, DeJean, or Nick Scott. Definitely not Scott. Not Demerson either. I'm not trusting that. Let's pull up Cooper DeJean. Let's see what he's done here lately. I do know he had, a pick or a fumble last week? Did he return it? I think there's a potential that he did. But I just don't know that the week in, week out production has been there. Yeah, so he had an interception last week, so that definitely has helped. He's a 100% snap player. It's a big game. It is at Buffalo this week. Man, that's a fantastic question. That's a hard one to think about. He does not have a double-digit tackle game on the season. Only has 4, 5 tackles over the last couple weeks. So aside from a big play, he's just not really – he doesn't have a huge floor. All right, let's talk about floor. So last week at Carolina, let's hope that was an outlier. 2 tackles for Antoine Winfield. But the week prior against Atlanta, he had 13, then 5, then 7. I think I'm going Antoine Winfield. I think that's a pretty quick Antoine Winfield. Bucks need to win. I know Philly needs to win as well. I know that's going to be a big game. But let's trust Tyke and let's trust Antoine Winfield this week. If you want to go DeJean, I don't hate it, but I think Antoine Winfield's going to be safer bet for 10 points for you, up 30. Chase Young, DeMarcus Lawrence, or Cam Hayward. That's an odd one. Probably Chase Young. You get the Titans this week. They've given up a ton of sacks to the quarterback. Who do the Cowboys or DeMarcus Lawrence? Yeah. Cam Hayward. Let's see who they have. Pretty quickly, I'm going Chase Young on that one. Chase Young has been really, really good. Yeah, I'm going to trust it. I'm going Chase Young. I think that's I don't think that's really close. Chase Young, weird one to say that we're going to trust in Week 17 of our fantasy playoffs, but that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going to skew. Weird question, but I get it. Chase Young's been great so far this year. Curled or Byard as safety required league as well. I want to pull up both of these guys real quick. I want to see what Byard has done lately. I know Curl has been pretty decent as of late. Kevin Byard, yeah, pretty solid. I mean, he's hovering around 9, 2, 7, 6 tackles. He gets San Francisco this week, so they're going to throw the ball quite a bit. Let's pull up Cam Curl. I really think the Rams are going to want to win this week. Cam Curl is where I'm going to go. Last couple weeks, 5, 6, 6, 4, 8, 11 tackles. He does have a sack over that span. Also has a fumble forced over that time frame. He has a sack earlier on in the season and 2 interceptions. I'm going to go Cam Curl. I know Byard is playing a little bit better ball, and I know the Bears want to win, but I'm trusting Cam Curl. Plus, you get to just sweat it out on a Monday night. I mean, what's more fun than that? Abdul Carter or Jeffrey Simmons? I know Abdul Carter is heating up as of late. Forgive me for the congestion. I don't know if you hear it from behind the screen. It's really no sickness. It's just I think I'm looking at a 75-degree day out here, and the wind's going to blow about 30 mile an hour, and I think it's supposed to be like 20 in the morning. So 'tis the season in Kentucky. Abdul Carter or Jeffrey Simmons. So Abdul Carter has a sack over the last 3 weeks. Even prior to the bye, has a sack. Gets Las Vegas this week. Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons' log has been really, really good as well. Let me pull him up. Jeffrey, age 28, 6'4", 305 pounds. He's been good as well, but the Titans just aren't playing for a whole lot. Against New Orleans, are you the underdog? Go Jeffrey Simmons. Are you the favorite? Maybe still go Jeffrey Simmons, to be honest with you. I get the Abdul Carter hype. I get that he's been good. I get the matchup this week and everything as well. But against New Orleans, Jeffrey Simmons could pop off for a 2-sack game, to be honest with you. So, again, we're all adults here. You all got to make your own decisions. I would probably lean Jeffrey Simmons just a touch. But congrats on having Abdul Carter. That's fun. You've sweated out the season to see whether it's going to work or not, and it's turning the corner for you. Rasul Douglas or Dadrian Taylor Demerson, tackle heavy scoring. All right, we've pulled up Dadrian Taylor. Let's pull up Rasul real quick. All right, Rasul this week gets to play Tampa Bay, so we get the other side of that ball. We get the Miami side of it. Probably Dadrian Taylor Demerson. The last couple games for Rasul have been fine, but it seems like his floor is just he's a 5-tackle guy. That's about all he is so far this season. Interception in week 13 and 14, but that's hard to bank on. So, yeah, fine player, but I skewed Adrian there. Gibbons or Bethune? Man, these Gibbons and Bethune questions are getting to me. Probably Bethune. I think the 49ers need a win. I think that Bethune is going to play well this week. I get the Gibbons love. I get both of these guys. We really haven't seen it week in and week out from them. But I think the setup with Gibbons against the Jets versus Bethune against a good team, was it the Bears, I believe? I just think that setup is better for a guy like Bethune. So it really doesn't come down to the player for that one as much as it does the matchup for me. The boys of summer. Oh, how I miss summer, even though it feels like summer outside. Good morning, Bond, Foye, or Barrett Carter for my third LB. Thank you. It's not going to be Barrett Carter for me. Let's look and see. I just want to see. So Foye and them are at Indianapolis this week. It's probably Foye for me, but let's pull up Bond real quick. Bond's at Buffalo. Oh, boy, what a toss-up. Um, Bond does not have a double-digit tackle game on the season since the bye. He had two prior to the bye. Had several sacks too, but has just been kind of melancholy ever since the reintroduction of N'Kobe Dean, a little bit more Jihad Campbell, and I know N'Kobe Dean is probably out. I haven't pulled on that information for N'Kobe. I still want to say Foye probably here. I like Bond. I don't really love Barrett Carter for much more than the 2025 season, but the Jags still need to win. Foye is who Foye has always been, and I don't want to get cute this week. Let's go Foye. Bethune, Gray, Swessinger, pick two. Oh man, Swessinger is going to be definitely one of mine, and I think it's going to be Bethune. But let's make sure that we don't want to roll out Cedric Gray either. Oh no, it's gonna be Gray. It's gonna be Gray for sure. I forgot he's just been crazy. Sometimes I still think I mixed somebody else up there. I can't remember in the Titans setup there with those linebackers. But Gray's been awesome. You get Kansas City this week. Cedric Gray still just playing to try to put food on the table. Kind of a later drafted guy. I get the Bethune love. I even get that matchup is nice, as I just said it a minute ago. But yeah, I'm going Gray and Swessinger. All right, I believe we've got a super chat in here somewhere. Let me pull this one up real quick. All right, Carrie, Nick Imanwari or Trayvon Moehrig? Oh wow, Nick Imanwari, another guy that the IDP show has loved for quite a while. I think Imanwari is gonna be who I'm gonna go with. He had 11 tackles last week against the Rams. That dude is just a playmaker. And then let's pull up Trayvon Moehrig real quick. I have not looked at the stats on Moehrig in a little bit. All right, Moehrig has been pretty solid. 100% of snaps for the most part. He didn't play. I think he got hurt in the Rams game potentially. Pretty good player. But I'm still going Imanwari. I mean, it's week 17. We've got to know who we're going to trust at this point. Imanwari is going to be my pick by far. Imanwari is just not a guy that I want to bench in week 17. So thanks for the super chat. Thanks for throwing that in there. Always appreciative of those. Yeah, good luck to you in week 17. Let me see here. Bethune, Gibbons, White, Edmonds. Let's see. Probably, oh gosh, this is really tough. Man, a lot of Bethunes and Gibbons questions. Devin White has been really good. Has it been good lately? It's been good lately. Stick with White. White is going to be one of mine. Bethune is going to be one of mine. Are we going Gibbons? Let's see. Edmonds is back. Man, are we trusting it this week over Gibbons? Probably I'm going to go White. I'm going to go Bethune. And I'm going to go Edmonds just because with the TJ Edwards questionable tag, it makes me think TJ Edmonds is going to TJ Edmonds. That's funny. I mixed both of them. Tremaine Edmonds is going to have a good game. So that's a really close across the line type of situation there for those guys. They all kind of feel the same to me. I like White to have a double-digit tackle game. I really think that Bethune is going to be good in that matchup. As fun as Gibbons has been, I really like Edmonds this week. He's going to be the opposite side of that Bethune matchup as the Bears had the 49ers. So great question. Cedric Gray or Zach Bond? Oh, my gosh. Man, what a weird question in week 17. We just pulled up Cedric Gray's information. I'm going to go Cedric Gray. Doesn't have a whole lot to play for just because Titans. But, I mean, he's been a better player than Zach Bond. So as weird of an answer as that is, it's week 17. We got to know who we can trust so far this year. Need to out of Malachi Moore, Nick Scott, Dadrian Taylor-Demerson, Barrett Carter, or Jack Gibbons. Y'all are killing me with these, 10 people I could pick from. Oh my gosh. Let's pull up Barrett Carter real quick. I haven't pulled up Barrett Carter's information in a minute. I always kind of want to skew towards a linebacker if I can. 73% of the snaps last week, so it did drop a little bit. So that's a little concerning, but did have 5 tackles and an interception on that time frame. They get Arizona this week, so just a turd bowl there in week 17. I'm probably not trusting Nick Scott for sure. Dadrian Taylor Demerson, I'm not trusting him either. I'm probably going Barrett Carter and Jack Gibbons. I get the DB question out of that one because all those other DBs could be as productive as these 2 linebackers, but I'm probably still week 17. I need points. And I would rather get beat having Barrett Carter put up a 0 than starting Nick Scott and he gets you 1.5 points. And I feel like there's a potential for that for those guys. So, great question. Bond or Sherwood? Jamian, another name that's been a revelation in 2025, another Addy special. Sherwood for me, pretty easily. Bond's been okay. Sherwood's been better. Jeffrey Simmons or Alex Highsmith? Did Alex Highsmith do much last week with Herbig and TJ Watt out? He had 6 tackles. You get to play Cleveland this week. Jeffrey Simmons is going to be my answer. I don't know if Herbig's back. I don't know if TJ Watt's back. I need to look into that. This is the second to your question. IDP 1, 2, 3 scoring. Yeah, go change it to big 3 scoring over the offseason. Get into the commissioner notes. It's going to be a little bit more even across the board. But I'm going to go Jeffrey Simmons there instead of Alex Highsmith. Lock in the points. Don't get caught with a week 13 for Alex Highsmith on 73% of snaps, 6 tackles, which is nice, but just not a lot of points for you. So Jeffrey Simmons will be my answer there. Pick 3. Gosh. Jordan Battle. I'm assuming that's probably Xavier Watts, not TJ Watt. Bynum or Iman Wari. So Battle and Iman Wari are going to be my 2 off the jump. Let's look up Bynum. Yeah, Jacksonville this week, it's going to be Bynum for me. Xavier Watts has been okay. He's a little bit more of a big play specialist. And if you're an underdog and you feel like you need to roll out Xavier Watts, I get it. I feel like the floor is going to be, I don't know. You do get the Rams this week. That's a passing attack. Even though, here's my hot take for the week 17. I'm playing 2 teams this week that both have Puka, so that's always scary. They have A.J. Terrell as well. I think this could be a Kyron and what's the other running back there for the Rams? Help me out. Play for Michigan, national championship, Blake Corum. I feel like this could be a week where McVay runs the ball a lot. You don't have Devontae Adams. You've got Puka, who's probably going to be shadowed a little bit by A.J. Terrell, a really good cornerback in the league. Not the best run defense, I don't think, there in Atlanta. I think you're going to get a lot of Kyron this week, not as much Matthew Stafford. So I kind of need Stafford, to be honest with you, in a couple leagues to actually play well. But I would rather Puka just come up with a goose egg, just to be honest with y'all. So not to give you too much of my own information in week 17, because I know I'm here for y'all. But Battle, Bynum, Iman Wari. Great question. How far behind are we? We are really far behind. So let me rifle through these next couple so I can catch up. Sherwood, Swessinger, Gray, Lloyd need big play upside. Sherwood, Swessinger, Gray. Devin Lloyd's fine. I get the big play upside. He can also just give you nothing. That's probably going to come back to bite me. But I'm not sitting Sherwood, Swessinger, or Gray this week. Also, 1 DB out of Cross, Bynum, Iman Wari, Adebo, Winfield. 1. Iman Wari. He's been too good. He's been too good to sit. That kid is crazy. Derek Brown or Rousseau for my DL3. had Buckner, and looking for a similar floor, possibly with Brown. What do you think? I like Derek Brown. He's gotten a little bit better over the last couple years of actually giving us some IDP production. Um, but he just, yeah, I mean, the last couple weeks, he's just you get Seattle this week. I don't love that. I don't love that for Derek Brown. Greg Rousseau has played pretty good lately. As much as I've crapped on him here in the last couple weeks, Greg Rousseau is going to be my answer over Derek Brown. Pick 2 DBs. Tyke, love Mustafa and Malachi Moore. We're going Tyke just because we love Tyke. Mustafa and Malachi Moore. Probably Malachi Moore. Malachi Moore's been really good as of late. Mustafa's been fine. Love is an okay possibility there, but I'm going to go Tyke and I'm going to go Malachi Moore. Great question, though. Start Drake London or Khalil Shakir. I'm worried about London's status. I am not too familiar with Drake London. I don't have a whole lot of Drake London shares, so he is carrying a questionable tag into this weekend. The coach is optimistic, but I don't think Khalil Shakir has done anything lately, has he? Let's look him up. Khalil Shakir. He's been okay. 7, 12, 10, 1 point. Oh, man, that's a booger. I mean, do you want 7 points? Then start Khalil Shakir. Do you want the potential for 17 points? Then start Drake London. Also plug into another offensive start-sit show. That's a weird question. Need one out of Abdullah Carter. I love that. Alex Highsmith or Derek Brown. I'm going Abdul Carter this week. I dropped Diablo for Gibbons. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's a good call. Bethunes or Edmonds as LB4. Bears clinch division, so I could see a snap count for all linebackers, and Niners need a win for number 1 seed. Yeah, also, Bethune is a better start there, I feel like, regardless of the Bears situation. Morning. Hey, good morning. I'm going to take another sip of coffee after that one. Pick 1 LB. Dodson, Sherwood, Tremaine Edmonds, or Jihad Campbell. It's going to be Jamie and Sherwood. Dodson has been pretty good here lately. I will give him his flowers on that. But Jamie and Sherwood has been better. Tyrell Dodson carrying a questionable tag right now. Does get Tampa Bay this weekend, but Sherwood, we know he's healthy. We know he's going to play. Let's roll with it. Pick 2, please. PPR Tongas. R.J. Johnson. You're going to have to fill me in on that one. Oh, I think you're meaning to say R or Jay Johnson or Brenton Strange. Need tight end help. Not Johnson. Probably Strange. I do like Tongas, so I get chasing that early season PPR upside that Tongas carried. But Strange is probably the guy that we're going to trust a little bit more this week. Don't be mad when Tongas goes 4 for 50 and a touchdown, though, because there's potential for that. Rolling with Sherwood, Carter, Jihad Campbell, and Swessinger. Who should be my flex? Gibbons, Servassier, or Xavier Watts? Definitely go Gibbons. Go linebacker there. Servassier's been okay as of late, and I get the need for a win here. Yeah, it's going to be Gibbons. It's going to be Gibbons for me. Bethune or Servassier? Another Servassier question. Y'all are wearing me out with these. Servassier, Dennis. Let's pull the log here lately. Let's do the due diligence. Did have a sack last week. That's cool. Prior to that, though, on 71% of snaps in Week 14, 2 tackles. Good game. Prior to that, against Arizona, 95% of snaps, 10 tackles. But then before that, all 100% snap games, 7, 4, 1 tackle. I'm not getting caught by Week 17 Servassier 1 tackle game. The answer is going to be Gibbons there for him. Sorry, I was going back to this question. This question is going to be Bethune for me. But this prior question is not going to be Servassier. It's not going to be Xavier either. It's going to be Gibbons. Great questions here. Y'all are wearing me out this morning, making me think too hard. IDP Flex 1, Curl, Morig, Marcus Jones, Milano, Lloyd, David, Levante David. Is that what that means there? If it is, Levante David is probably the answer for me. Again, you need to win this week. You're at Miami. Curl's been really good. I get the upside for Lloyd. I'm not starting Milano. I'm not trusting Marcus Jones. Morig has been fine. It's probably going to go David, Curl for me. That's a booger. That's a booger. Best of luck. Bond or Gibbons? Bond or Gibbons? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm trying to catch up, but these are not helping me. Probably Gibbons. Nah, probably Bond. Probably Bond. Let's not get too cute. Gibbons has been fine. You get the Jets, I understand it, but that game could get out of whack real quick. Gibbons might not get the PT. I think the setup for Bond to have a safer game is the safer floor is going to be the potential there for me. Great questions. Oh my gosh, y'all are absolutely busting me this morning. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, or Nate Landman. Go Landman. They need to win. And the potential for, I guess the Bears have already clinched the playoffs or whatever. I don't know if they're playing for a seeding or whatever now, but Landman's been really, really good so far this year. Would you start Marvin, Egbuka, or Tongas? Marvin. Probably Marvin. Tongas I don't want to trust because you could just get nothing. Egbuka's been just the worst. I mean, talk about a boom bust player. At the beginning of the season, you're like, holy moly, do I have the next Puka? And since then, looks like, oh my gosh, do I have the next Tutu Atwell? Like, Egbuka, what are we doing? I would trust Marvin. Josh Allen or Burrow? Josh Allen. I know. I also have Cook and Jamar Chase. I get the stack thing. I understand that and everything. I want Josh Allen this week. I want a game that matters. I want the Josh Allen rushing upside. It also depends on what your scoring is for your rushing touchdowns versus your passing. Great question. Landman or Jihad Campbell? Landman. Pretty quick for me. I'm in the championship and I don't know whether to start to vote on a chain hand or Jalen Warren. Also DJ Moore Flex. I don't understand that question, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, I don't understand what that means. Good luck to you, though. DJ Moore in the flex. I know. I'm assuming that you mean the Warren there in Pittsburgh. Hand or Jalen? I don't understand that one. Sorry. Start Devon A Chain. Maybe that was what you meant earlier. Chain hand or Jalen Warren. Yes, it is what you meant. A Chain. I'm not chasing that with Jalen Warren. A Chain's been really good. Nick Cross or gamble on James Williams as a DB. Oh, me. That might actually be James Williams. Because I know Sleeper has that dual designation for James Williams. Probably James Williams. I kind of like the way that setup is. Let's pull Cross real quick and see. No, I'm going to go Cross. I don't want to get caught getting cute in week 17. I'm going Nick Cross. All right, Belton, Cross, Battle, Demerson need to. Cross and Battle. Starting Simmons and Highsmith, would you play Abdul Carter or Verse over any of those two? I would probably start Carter and Verse over Highsmith. Your pick as to which one you want to trust. If you want the safer floor, that appears to be Abdul Carter. Maybe you get like a 2-sack game from Jared Verse, but it looks unlikely. But I'd probably play both those guys over Highsmith. Nick Cross had a great matchup last week and disappointed. Hasn't done much lately. Yeah, I second that. That's kind of how he's been. Thanks in advance. 1 point assist. Okay, Geno Stone, Jordan. Yeah, J-Lo. Jay Carter or Josh Hines Allen. Geno Stone is who I'm going to trust in the first one. Josh Hines Allen. Let's trust it. That sounds gross to say. Pick 2, Olakun, Sherwood, Gibbons, just in that order. Foye and Sherwood. Gibbons, Pierce, Diablo, or Hines Allen. Choose one. If you need the points, go Gibbons. If you need the big play potential, go Josh Hines Allen. Landman or Bethune, also lost Max. Go Landman. Good morning. Start Bethune or Bond. Probably Bond. Let's not get too cute. Bond's going to be the safer play there. With all the width, all the inactives, okay, I love the double there. For Vegas, where would you rate? Yeah, I don't know. Not super high. I'm not trusting Paulo Mile in a week where I need to win. Big play scoring, 5-point sacks. Abdul Carter, Simmons, Milano. I don't know how many you need. Oh, 2 DL, 2 linebacker. Oh, my gosh. Abdul Carter and Simmons are going to be the ones that I'm going to start at DL. And then I'm going to start Swessinger is going to be one. And then I'm going to start Gibbons is going to be the other. Confusing question, but we waded through it. Purdy. Tyke or Winfield. Go Tyke. Or Ernest Jones. Oh, Bond or Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones. Let him save Christmas for you. I missed one. James Pierce, Miles Murphy, or Austin Booker. James Pierce. He's been too good to look away from. I'm trying to catch up. We're almost caught up for you here as we wrap up here 45 minutes in. Do you think Indianapolis deploys James Williams at both DB and LB? I think you're getting confused there. James Williams plays for the Titans. I think that's the matchup that you mean. With James Gray back. Oh, yeah, I think you meant to type the Titans out. I'm looking at last week's snap share. Probably James Williams is going to get the knock there because I do think his snap percentage went back just a touch last week. Actually, no, he played 100% of snaps. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going Gray. I'm not deploying James Williams this week. Oops, I meant Tennessee. There you go. There was the answer. Herbig or Chase on? Neither. Can neither be the answer for you? Can you find something better? I get the Herbig love, but coming off of the injury, that's going to be weird. Chase on, it's just not been great. I'm going to go Herbig probably, but it's gross. James Williams or Iman Mori, do not trust James Williams in this situation. I get it. I get that he could have a good week. Don't bench him for Nick Iman Mori. Iman Mori has been awesome so far this year. Don't get cute. Iman Mori is the better player. He's the safer floor. He has the safer ceiling. Iman Mori will be the answer. I had Gibbs and Henderson as RB1 and 2. I have Michael Carter as flex due to sitting Kittle, but I have Marvin, Trey Tucker, Coker, or Burden as wide receiver 3. Burden has been too up and down. I don't think that Trey Tucker he's been not enough to rely on here lately. So I don't want to trust it in week 17 when I need the points. Yeah, I mean, he's been fine. He doesn't have a double-digit game since week 11, so it's not going to be Trey Tucker for me. Oh, my gosh, what a question. Marvin hasn't been good either. I get chasing the Jalen Coker. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I get starting Michael Carter. I get Marvin hasn't been great, but he's still really good. I would probably go like Marvin Coker and then Burden and Trey Tucker. I don't know. Best of luck in that decision. Appreciate that. Got burned by Moss Thursday trying to get cute. Yeah. We all did. I didn't. I definitely didn't. It is gross. I can see Cam Jordan on waivers look away. I wonder if Tennessee will find a way to get James Williams on the field 90% plus snaps. He with great back thoughts. Yeah, potentially. But I'm not starting him over Gray. Gibbs, Enna. I don't know. Oh, here we go. You corrected it for me. Gibbons or Roseboom? Man, Roseboom's been really good. Probably Roseboom. I know that sounds gross, but I'm worried that Jets game could get out of hand. Hungry Henry or Taysom Hill? I like Hungry. You corrected it with Hungry or with Hunter, but let's go back to the one that I like as we wrap up. Hunter Henry. Taysom Hill, I spent a bunch of fab on him too. Honestly, more of a block than anything. Hungry Henry in week 17. So that's going to wrap up the IDP start sit show for week 17. Best of luck to you all in your championship games. Best of luck to you all as you go and get a championship. TheIDPshow.com. Sub the site, get the ranks, get everything, get the articles, get the off-season hype for fast drafts going to be happening again. Get in there, dig in, get yourself a championship. So this has been IDP Bob. This has been the Week 17 Start Sit Show. Thank you guys. This will be the last one for the season. I will not be here next week. Nobody will be here next week. It's Week 18. What are you doing? Why are you still playing? But best of luck to you all in your matchups this week. Tyke Smith, we need a big game. Jared Verse, we need a big game. And what's been the linebacker question that's been the most? Probably Bethune. He's NFC West. I don't care about Bethune. Let's go with we need a linebacker to have a big game. Which linebacker is it going to be? Cedric Gray. Go do it for us. Good luck to you all.